I've just discovered that Andrew Devine has just blocked me on Facebook after I publicly asked why he said some ominous things to me during a phone call in the summer when I needed help. To do this when I've had so much evil done to me, and there's just something not right about it. I don't understand, because all these videos where I've been attacked, targeted, there's a back catalogue of things that have happened where I've been terrorised in my council shared accommodation. I was going to share, it just makes you wonder now. It makes you wonder when these trolls come and comment on your videos and say, don't trust this person and don't trust that person. I mean, Andy Devine said to me, don't trust anyone, not even me. But I didn't think he meant that literally. I didn't think that he would block me, because this is someone I said to Matt Taylor in the interview that online, I said he was a good man. And I made some signs saying free John Alexander Patterson. And I recorded the A&A contractors referring to John Patterson. I've got the dictaphone recordings as evidence for a court case, where they're referring to John Alexander Patterson as a nutcase and me as an effing spastic, whilst laughing at the criminal on a tag threatening to beat me senseless. 3 hours after I recorded that criminal on a tag, I was arrested on a fraud. And showing me a phone is not a warrant. Now, I thought Andy Devine was helping me. But during the summer, in front of my partner, he was getting very angry on the phone. He used the C word, which I can't stand. He used the narcissist word. And he said, he was saying people on Facebook were getting fed up with me being suicidal. Well, I'll tell you what, you're a bunch of cowards. You are all a bunch of cowards. Block me if you don't like me being suicidal. You wouldn't survive 2 minutes in my shoes. If I wasn't going through this, if I saw this lady who's a witness, who was attacked in the street, has got cancer. She was trying to help me. I was in my dressing gown, and I'm only just about hanging in there because of this woman. And I feel physically sick. I was put through 24 hours of torture on the 7th of October because I went to the police desk to say that I'd be returning with this woman. Now, people have been saying, Leslie at the food bank said my partner was emotionally abusing me. He has done some emotionally abusive things. And the irony is, he was saying, I don't know if my partner's been sociopathic, because he said, why would you go to Andy Devine? He's esteeming his name, Devine, Crown Devine. And I don't like these things it says here on this page about John Patterson and this Yolanda Kenwood. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that this person is trying to help me. But when Andy was saying these things to me on the phone, and he said, I couldn't concentrate on what he was saying because I needed help. I needed help for these elite, unlawful, Luciferian crimes that were being committed against me with no court papers or anything. So when he spoke to me on the phone and he said about, he was getting very, very angry at me, and I thought, why is he just carry on being polite? But it wasn't making any sense to me. And he said, did you record did you record those people with them knowing or without them knowing? Did you? And I said, well, no, obviously not, because I'm recording antisocial behaviour, which is what Sergeant Simmons told me to do, and I was arrested for doing that. I was arrested for doing what Sergeant Simmons told me to do. Now, I don't actually care if people on Facebook say, well, it's his right to block me. He's just thrown his credibility to the wind now. That's it. There might be things I don't like about someone. There might be things people don't like about. That's fine. But I obviously I do put my hands up, and I apologized openly for those text messages. I did send a lot of suicidal text messages, and I said, I'm sorry, I never asked to have a counselor. I'm not asking for people to help my mental health. I'm not well. I'm just very honest. When I say I'm suicidal, I mean it. I've been physically ill for the past few hours, being extremely suicidal because I've because of personal reasons, and on top of this, I've had to deal with all of this. So it's my right to say how I feel. And I am going to be open and honest. I know of people who have killed themselves. I know people in these temporary accommodations and in the psychiatric unit who have killed themselves purely because of the failings. Supported accommodation, temporary accommodation, the psychiatric unit, all these places are the same. Even these hotels can be horrendous, even if you're self-funding. 274,000 people on the streets. And you got people being shipped in from, illegal immigrants, the lifeboat, they're coming in and being put up in plush places in Richmond. And there are things going on right under people's noses that are pure evil. If you're vulnerable, you're targeted. People like me end up on drugs. I'm really angry about that. That's really cowardly. And to anyone who supports Andy Devine with this opinion, you're cowardly too. Because I'm being a voice for those who don't have a voice. And I'm disgusted. If you don't like me being suicidal, block me. Get lost. You don't know what suffering is. I am speaking for myself and perhaps for anyone else who feels the same way. I know there are grifters out there. I know that there are shills out there, but I never thought, despite what people said, I never thought that Andy Devine could be one. And now there are certain people that I've had respect for in the truthers community. I mean, I'm already going out of my mind because of my partner, a man of Yahweh, who's I don't know. I can see why people go completely crazy. But I honestly, I like to give people a chance, and he obviously literally meant it when he said, don't trust anyone, don't even trust me. I thought he was, I don't want to take it literally, but that's the world we live in. But that's horrendous. If I'd actually said something to offend, it's not like I'm posting things all the time on his wall, but I genuinely, we're supposed to help each other. I'm funding this hotel for my safety. I've been here for 3 months. Now, who was it on Facebook who contacted this shield? I mean, was Andy lying to me? Was he messing me around when he said that the solicitor is a member of the Bar Association? Was he pulling my leg? Because I don't know these things. So when I repeat it to the law firms and I've got solicitors saying, no, only the barristers and the, what do you call them, are members of the Bar Association. No, that's fair enough. But I'm not going to have a go at him and say, well, all these people are saying that you're wrong about that. What does upset me is I've approached him very gently, and I've even said I'm sorry for the text messages I sent. But why were you attacking me? I mean, my battery cut out. And when I rang back, or he rang back, he was saying, did you hang up on me? He was acting like my partner, actually. Andy was acting like my partner, someone who's guilty. Now, people are saying, I've got my godmother saying, why would a man want to be with you? Only to take advantage of you. You don't want to listen to these people on Facebook. They're all, Now, I've taken the advice from someone else on Facebook about putting the CFO on notice under common law. I don't know. I'm extremely vulnerable. I'm in hellfire. You want to know what hellfire is? Come to me. I will tell you. You try being on your own. Women don't even report rape anymore. I was like, take everything. Shove the things where you need to shove them. Do the swab. I was laughing about that. I went to the Saturn Rape Victim Centre in Crawley. I'm really yes, it's his right. It's Andy's right to block me, but I'm disgusted. I'm really disgusted. It makes me wonder, what was the reason why he stepped down as John Patterson's power of attorney? I don't know. It's none of my business. None of my business. And I shouldn't talk about John Patterson as if I know him. I only met him briefly. But when I feel, I've never made a banner saying free John Alexander Patterson. And I was going to share that to Andy's wall, and he blocked me. I was very nice when he was very angry over the phone. Why did he say to me, I can't trust anyone who thinks that this is okay, all right? I can't trust anyone. I think that's really low and disgusting. And perhaps now maybe I might want to open my eyes a little bit more. Because I could be labelled as a troll. Oh, that person's got mental illness. They're a troll. They're a government agent. Okay, so I'm feeling very angry right now, but I'm anyone who thinks that this is okay. Block me. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Don't comment on my videos. Don't bother watching them. I'm not interested. I'm interested in people. I'm cross with myself, but then I'm not Superwoman. We could have gone down to the Chichester psychiatric unit to help John Patterson, but I was being attacked in my accommodation. I would have gone outside and protested. But because the police have been torturing me and I've been attacked in my accommodation, that's it. That is it. That's all I have to say. It's cowardly. It's very low. John Patterson, I believed his tears personally. I contacted him. I've still got the phone numbers of Yasmin Yehudi and this other BBC Panorama producer. That's how I got talking to John Patterson when I was in the queue. People need help with their mental health. They don't need this rubbish. And I've been targeted and all this police. I am a victim of child abuse. I didn't realise this. The NHS, the NSPCC website said you only have to witness it. But I didn't just witness it as a baby. Anyway, I don't need to talk about myself there. I had an early midlife crisis. I was in a system that failed me, and John Patterson was actually helping me. He was doing what they should have been doing. He said that social worker landlord was for his pension. I said, I know, because he told my dying mother. And then I was forced to sign a homeless application form. And these places have been no different. So I'm in this hotel for my safety. I go to the police desk. So has Andy lied to me then? Because on the 7th of October, when I went through that 24-hour torture, I needed his help and advice again. I never had paperwork or anything. And the police said his phone number doesn't work. It did, because he continued to text me. He was able to text me afterwards. And he even sent me a text message saying, forward me the email, command that you get evidence of what happened. But now he's blocked me. So what good is that to me? I'm absolutely done. I'm absolutely done with it. I've been extremely suicidal. I've had to. You try going through all of this on your own. You just try. I worked hard when I did care work, and I was bullied by a matron and another member of staff. Didn't complain at the time. I quietly took an overdose. Didn't even tell my mother. She died not having known. Do you know? Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm just disgusted. I don't want to talk about myself and my problems. I just think that's so low. It says a lot to block someone when you know what they've been through, and whilst they're trying to help you or give you advice, and you're telling people that person is a good person. I did it with my partner, and people at the food bank said he was abusing me, and I said he was wonderful. Now I find Andy Devine has done the same thing. Has he? Why would he ask me about, why was he talking to me so aggressively? And then I politely pulled him up on this because I've had what Angela Power Disney calls a delayed reaction. And I've said very politely, why did you say those things? In a comment on a post I shared just now. And I don't do this all the time. Because the dictaphone recordings. I did what the police told me to. Anyway. I can't trust anyone. Someone in the truthers community, I saw his Illuminati stuff. He messaged my partner asking if he wanted to join the Illuminati, and this is in the truthers community. This is what I mean. Should I have been a Satanist? I'm in a really bad way. I bought alcohol. I'm feeling that suicidal. I bought alcohol. There you go. If you don't believe me, I bought alcohol and I don't drink. I was going to go to the bar, get intoxicated, and if you ever stood at the edge of Beachy Head, thinking about how your partner's mother said, "Oh, he was sent to you," and you ignored, you want to see the good, you give that, there's something about that person, you want to give them a chance, and then you fall into that trap, and they're saying, and I honestly thought that his family, I thought I had a family at first, they seemed like lovely people, but then it all changed. No one asked me how I was and what was going on. I think this is all going to blow up for me. I'm dumb. I'm just absolutely dumb. Absolutely dumb.